and in this video I'm going to show you how to edit pages using the layout editor. This is particularly useful if you work in a office at the university that is not an academic department. A lot of the academic content, particularly degree pages and department pages, have a pre-built structure to them, a very specific or customized content type called a degree or department, but we often have pages in the system that are kind of organic or just have to be kind of free form or open-ended, and we call those component pages. So the layout editor is really a way to edit content within a component page. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Once you're logged in, you can go to Groups in the menu and go to List, and you'll see a page that lists all of the groups in the system. You'll have access to one of these groups. So if, for example, I work in financial aid and I need to edit a component page, I'll be able to see over here a button that says Edit, or in the case of non-academic offices, it'll just say Nodes. But if you don't, you'll just be able to click this little drop-down arrow and click on Nodes. This will show you, once you scroll down, all of the nodes you have access to in Drupal or in the system. These nodes or pages have a type, and if you see the type here called degree or department, then your editing process is going to be a little bit different than this. But if you see one called component page, what you're going to need to do is edit that page using the layout editor. So I'm going to just go ahead and edit this consumer information page. And to do that, over here on the right, you click the little drop down arrow and click Edit Node. But you'll notice, unlike an academic degree page or department page, there's no form here to edit that content. And instead, to edit the content on the page, you have to click on Layout. That's the big trick. Click on Layout to get to the layout editor. This can sometimes take a second to load because it's really loading a whole bunch of code up front. And what this will do is essentially bring you to a screen that looks like this. It kind of breaks up the page into different components. That's why we call it a component page. So it'll have a header and a title and some kind of other blocks and pieces of content to it. But it will also have, like this, pieces of text and images and other components. So if, for example, I was working in financial aid and realized that I needed to make a text edit on this paragraph of text, to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to notice that on every piece of content, when I hover over it with my mouse, this little pencil shows up right here. And when I hover over that, I get this little menu. It says Style Settings, Configure, Move, and Remove Block. And if you click on Configure, that'll bring you to the tool where you can make a text change on that component. So that little block of content. So, maybe we misspelled something in here and we need to fix it. Okay, we'll respell NNU. That little change would now be reflected when I scroll down to the bottom here and click on Update. And you should see that reflected immediately inside your content here. But your change will not be saved to the site until you scroll back to the top and click Save Layout. Now, if you work in an office or are part of a group here, what this will do is not publish live directly to the site, but it'll create a revision or a draft of this publish or this content, and that will be saved into a moderation queue that will get approved by the marketing team, i.e. me, Zac. So I'll go ahead and click Save Layout here just so you can see what happens. But really what I will have done is just created a revision and saved that text change using the layout editor. What's nice is it brings you back to the page where you can see what has happened with that text. If you don't see your change reflected, there's often up here a button that says See Latest Version or Latest Revision. And you can click on that button to see the latest revision of a page. You can also, I think, see this revisions button in the system, so it'll show you kind of what has changed over time. We can always roll back a change or change back, create turn a page back to an earlier version, meaning we would see older content. So, if you make a mistake, not a big deal. But That's it. That's how you use the layout editor. The magic is really behind that layout button.